Yeah, that's right, we are back. Today I'm pretty excited because I'm bringing you a video of the 10 reasons I love skateboarding. As with many a top 10 roundup, these ideas are subjective. So if I've left out any reasons that you love skateboarding, leave them in the comments below. So without further ado, here are the top 10 reasons I love skateboarding. Number 1, the sounds. Oh my goodness, I love the sound of the trucks scraping the coping, a little bit of a snick on the grind. I love the sound of pool coping. The first time I got a little bit of a swipe across the tiles, I was addicted. Even just the sound of the wheels rolling, the tail popping, the wheels are squeaking, gets me pretty excited. So here's a montage of some of my favourite skateboarding noises. Number 2, the Stoke. I find skateboarding really hard, and learning skateboarding in my 40s has probably been the hardest thing I've ever tried to do. So when I break through a barrier, have a little minor victory on even the most simplest trick, I've exceeded my expectations and the feeling I get is pretty euphoric. I really like the feeling of being in the moment, and skateboarding gets me right there in that flow state. Oh my gosh. Number 3 is a physical workout. I like to stay fit, but I'm not going to lie to you, the novelty of going to the gym has worn pretty thin. Going skateboarding I find is a really good workout. It takes my mind off the fact that those muscles are screaming, I'm feeling the burn, but I'm really concentrating on the skateboarding. So that helps me to push past the boundaries I would usually find I have in the gym, and I really get a sweat on. I've also found that trying to be a better skateboarder has inspired me to do a bit of stretching, take up a bit of yoga, eat some better food, try and stay fit and healthy, prevent the injuries. There's also a really good mental health benefit, keeps the old mind ticking over, gives me something to focus on. On to reason number 4, which is you can do skateboarding pretty much anywhere, at any time. Now I come from sports that have fairly specific places where you can do them, and fairly specific times. Things like surfing has to happen in the ocean where there's waves. That can be dependent on the tide, the swell, and there being some daylight. I found skateboarding pretty liberating. The local indoor skate park is open 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, rain or shine, dark or light. Also, being a skateboarder has made me view my surroundings in a different way to normal folk. When I see something that's clearly not designed for skateboarding, my mind starts to wander and I start thinking, I wonder if that would be fun for a bit of skateboarding. On to reason number 5, which is skateboarding culture. Now the main thing that got me into skateboarding were skateboarding movies. I also played the Tony Hawk skateboarding game in the 2000s, and all this skateboarding culture got into me, and in my 40s I finally cracked and bought myself my first skateboard. A few of my favourite skateboarding movies are The Search for Animal Chin, Dogtown and Z-Boys, The Bones Brigade, an autobiography. I'm sure you have a big list of your own. I also like a bit of the Instagram, that instant hit of somebody doing a really nice trick. I also like a bit of YouTube. Some of my favourite skateboarding YouTube channels are Jason Park, Chad Caruso. I'm also partial to NKA vids, which feature quite a lot of Andy Anderson skating. Also, I found interwoven into skateboarding culture is music. It seems like all skateboarders are pretty passionate about music, and it also seems like most skateboarders play an instrument. Mainly the guitar, bit of drums. Just look around the skate park, anybody wearing those wrist guards is probably tinkering on the guitar. I also really enjoy watching Jeff Grosso's Love Letters to Skateboarding. I think you'd struggle to find a better documentation of skateboarding culture, and this video was inspired by Jeff's approach to saying all the things that he loved about skateboarding. On to reason number 6, which is creativity. Now it seems like skateboarding brings out the creativity in the skateboarder. It could be a grip tape design, it could be the inspiration to start up a board brand, do a board graphic, write a piece of music, make a video. skateboarders tend to be a pretty creative bunch. It could be making a DIY skate park, creating that canvas. Then you could argue that skateboarding is an art form, creating that line of tricks that only you can do the way that you like to do it, using the bowl as a canvas and then writing your name all over the transition. Oh my gosh. On to reason number 7, which is inclusiveness. Now, starting skateboarding in my 40s, I was a little bit concerned that coming into it, there'd be a bit of a stigma and people would raise a bit of an eyebrow. But I felt really welcome, and skateboarding seems to be really inclusive. Everybody's represented, and when everybody gets down for a skateboard session, it doesn't matter where you come from, who you are, everybody becomes consumed with the common goal of having a lovely old time. On to reason number 8, which is there are many skateboarding disciplines. Some of these feel like a sport within a sport. I've really enjoyed trying my hand at various different skateboarding disciplines. These include freestyle, downhill, bowl. Closely related to that is pool, vert skating, street skateboarding. Closely related to that is curb skating, riding the surf skate, and skating the mini ramp. I really like the way these disciplines blend into each other. There's definite crossover points and similarities. Each skateboarding discipline, when done at the highest level, seems to demand its own specific setup and specific board, but it's possible to cover quite a lot of ground with just the one skateboard setup. And on to reason number 9, which is possibly contentious, but skateboarding is relatively cheap. Now, this is probably only relevant to my own perspective because I come from board sports, which are pretty expensive to get set up to do. Windsurfing boards cost thousands of pounds and you need a quiver of sails. Kite surfing's pretty much the same deal. Lots of different disciplines of kite surfing. The foil boards are expensive. Then you've got your wakeboard. Then you've got your surfboard. Then you've got 3 kites to be able to access the full range of wind. I also totter around on a land board with my kites as well to try and get a bit more mileage out of that expenditure. So when I went to buy my first skateboarding setup, it was £140 complete with all the best bits on it. I felt a little bit guilty. Also, when I went to the local skate park, it was free. I was used to paying £25 to be towed round on a cable at the local wake park. So me and skateboarding became friends pretty quickly. And finally, bringing her into land, reason number 10 is friendship. Skateboarding has thrust me into a world of colourful characters, and I've made friends with loads of people that I wouldn't have normally have met. The really good sense of camaraderie. There's no better feeling than being part of a skate crew, having everybody cheer for you, you cheering for your mates, saying you've definitely got that when they definitely haven't got that. Everybody all in for the struggle, in for the fight. It doesn't matter what level you are. If you're going for that first drop in, you'll get just as much stoke from the skate park as the guy going for the triple kickflip. Oh my gosh. One of the best things ever is skateboarding with the nippers. Watching them progress and make their own group of friends has been a real joy. The biggest challenge is trying to get them to leave the skate park. Well, that's it for this video. Bit of a video with a difference this week. I've used the top 10 format to try and make it neat, but obviously there are many more reasons that I love skateboarding that I've had to leave out. I've probably missed a few of your reasons that you love skateboarding, so please do leave those in the comments below. Let's start a discussion on why we love skateboarding. If you're new to the channel, feel free to hit subscribe. I make new videos every week. You can also follow me on Instagram at JohnBishopSkate. As ever, my name's been John Bishop, and I really do love skateboarding.